And I'll get my banners ready. There you go. Yo, keep the faith, never lose hope. What's going on, faithful? And we are live on all major platforms: YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And if you'd like to come join the conversation, please call this number. I'm gonna set it up right now. This number, or by if you want to go on video, go to the link in the comment section. All right, and please hit the like subscribe button if you would. Turn on all notifications so when we go live, you'll be here. That way you'll be know us. And of course, we are the faithful ones, and we are representing the Always Faithful 24/7 podcast. And of course, we present on weekends the Cave of the Faithful Empire. Okay, so and of course, I'm your lead host, your boy Ryan, and of course, I got my co-host with me, my brothers. I got Maverick, Nick, Ashley, all the way from the other pond on the other side of the ocean. What's on, guys? What's going on? What's on, brothers?
What's going on? What's happening?
It's all good, man. Yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing Sunday.
So much wonderful excitement.
There's no football on and it sucks.
Yeah, I know. I get it, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I seem to be the only one down here enjoying some beautiful sunny weather right now.
If you could send some of that our way, that would be absolutely awesome.
I mean, hey, feel free to come enjoy it, man. I don't know if I can send it to you, but you can sure
It's
come
sunny
to
out.
it.
It's sunny out.
Yes, we will come.
Okay. I know we got some questions going over and everything. I wanted to tell you guys right now. Yeah. What is your, do you know what your degrees is there, Maverick? In all of yours? Your degrees and your weather? I took mine
Right
up to make
now?
sure. What you guys got?
Give me 1 second. Let me.
No problem. No
figure it out.
problem. No problem.
It's 87 right now.
I'll take that. Give that to me. I'll take that. Come on. I'll take that.
It's 87 degrees right now.
What you guys
man.
got?
It's beautiful.
What you fellas got?
Well, we're in Celsius, so it sounds even colder, but it's just 6 degrees Celsius at the moment.
Ooh, 6 degrees. Ugh.
Yeah,
That's
it's
too cold
not.
for me. Yeah, we're in Jersey. So we're up further from Maverick. So we're at 36 right now. 36.
Oh man.
It's not really that bad. But we are first comment, and of course, yo Nick, the other Nick. Let's go, Shanklin NFL.
Hell yeah. The man, the myth, the legend.
Love you, Nick, man. Yeah, and I talked to him about this
Appreciate
too. I talked to him about this. I really did. So, and the man, his myth, my man. Come on in, brother. Oh,
There he is.
oh, put some light on. You got to put some light on. Light. Need some light. I want to see you, Nick. Please, I want to see you. What's up, brother? What's up? What's going on? Missed you, man.
What's up?
Rocking that NBN. Rocking that NBN. Good.
Nothing but
Niners.
baby.
I like
right.
that. I
That's
like
right.
that.
It's
How
nice to
is
see
it?
you indoors.
Well,
I want to thank you all for coming in here. Thank you so much. First of all, if we all start anything, thank you all very much for your time, your availability. Thank you, both Nicks. I'm so happy to see Nick Quirky. I'm very happy to see him because he knows about when I first started this whole thing. He got me into this. I'm really happy he did, and it's been rolling on.
you can't blame me for this, Ryan.
I love you, Nick. You know I do. Come on, you know I love you, man. You know I do. So, all right. So put that aside now. Just going to talk about NFL, talk about our football, and of course, I'll go to where we are. There we go. I'm sorry, my bad. I was ready for you guys. I just had to scroll down. Here we go. Our first question right now. Salary cap moves. I guess that means what do we got? Is that what you meant by Maverick by that?
Yeah, I mean, like what kind of
What we
moves
do?
that we need to make?
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean,
exactly what I thought
besides-
you were thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were
besides
talking about.
Jimmy,
That's what I thought
in
you were
order
doing.
to get under that salary
Oh,
cap. Because I mean,
I wanted to
if
show
I'm
you
not-
something, guys. I want to show you something. You go ahead, too. I want to show you something.
no,
about
if
that.
I'm not mistaken, I believe the salary cap is going up to what 260 or 280 or something like that, but that still puts
on, come
us like right over by 4.4, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, I thought we were just under. I was hoping we were. I thought we were 5 under,
Hold on. I'm gonna show
but I
you
knew
guys.
I thought it was tight.
Yeah, because we like right
Yeah.
there on the cusp. So
Here it is. Here it is.
On the bright side, at least we're not the New Orleans Saints and being 70 million over the cap.
it's
I'll show you guys
76 to
real
be
quick.
exact.
I mean, that's insane. How do you so badly mismanage your team that you get that far over? I mean, it's insane.
What do you guys think about that?
Taysom Hill is how you get so far over.
The 49ers can gain cap space by signing Jimmy Ward to a multi-year contract extension. What do you guys think about that? I saved that too. I wanted to save that. That was good. I wanted to save that.
Signing Ward to an extension.
Yeah. Yep.
I've heard about a couple of extensions too. I mean, as far as like cutting Simpson Ebukam and extending Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah, I got you.
And restructuring Armstead. I mean, those like 3 things that stood out to me besides on Jimmy.
Let me see here.
I mean, it's a necessity to keep Ward. We've got a very young secondary. We spoke about it yesterday about the problems we've had in the secondary.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to fix those problems by letting Jimmy Ward go. I think that'd be a really bad move. If anyone's going to move on, if we're going to move on from anyone, it would be
Paul.
I think
Will be who?
It'll be Kwaski. If we're going to move on from
yeah.
anyone, it'll be Tart. And the man deserves to be paid. He's played really, really well. He got way too much slack for that dropped incident.
Yeah.
It's one incident. You look at what the players were saying.
I'm with you, Nick. I think Tart is going to be the one that goes, and we shouldn't judge him on that one play.
No, I don't think that one play is what we're judging it based on.
Yeah.
But I think we got to sign Jimmy Ward again, because Jimmy Ward is a baller. I'm not saying Tart isn't, but I think Jimmy Ward has more upside, and he's more probably in tune with the team. If that makes sense, he's more of a Niners guy, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, they made him a captain for a reason at the end of the day. That's why he's there. That's why he's got that C on his shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nick, the C can mean something else in this country, and we're not going to
I suppose, you could be a San Francisco Giants player, and you could just put it on with some duct tape.
Oh, wow.
Do you see that in the baseball? Brandon Belt decided to call himself the captain, and he literally got some like electrical tape and put a C on his jersey and went out to bat.
I have to say I
do that all the time, Nick. Because I want to be a captain of something, and I just can't be. So I just put C on my chest, hoping that someone will recognise it.
Well, I'm lucky. I'm the captain of the second best flag football team in Wales, and there's
Well,
Kiwi
if you
one
see
down
though,
there.
isn't it? You still haven't had your seat yet. The club said they'd buy you one. I haven't seen anything about the club expenses, so I'll get on to Paul about that.
Yeah, but your moves from like a couple of months ago, Nick, you deserve to be a C. And I don't know what C you deserve to be, but you needed to be a C of some description.
I am loving this right now. I mean,
He's cutting up on you, man. He's cutting on you, man. He's cutting up on you badly.
Dude,
Listen,
I'm loving this.
I watched the show yesterday, not live, obviously, and I heard Nick giving it the whales and the dragon. Don't worry, I'm standing up for Britain, for British people. So yeah, Nick, I saw you. Trust me, when the Shank Club returns, you're getting it, brother.
Oh, as if I've not had it before. It's all good. I'm fine with it. There's nothing you can say that I haven't heard already. It's all good.
Oh, trust me, I'm working on it.
I'm guessing they're getting on you all the time, right, Nick?
In fairness, not all the time now. But I lived in England for 16 years as a Welshman. I've heard all. I've heard all.
We kicked you back over the border because we didn't want your Welshness, bro.
It's okay.
Who gets it worse, though? Who gets it worse?
I would say, personally, any of the British Isles, whether it be Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, probably get it worse because they are in the minority, not the majority.
I got you, Nick. Oh man, I tell you, Jimmy Ward extension. I agree with it. I do, because he's part of the heart of defense. He is. He's part of it. If you think about it, he's gotten better over the years. When he first started, he was lacking, but then he started progressing. The progression started build. Now, where does that come from? Of him being progressing better from when he first started. Where's that coming from? That's what
I honestly think.
Man.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay, Nick. Yeah, man. Go, bro.
Jimmy Ward is in the same envelope as probably Jason Verrett. He has a lot to prove and not so much to gain. And the Niners took a chance on Jimmy Ward a few years ago because he wasn't fit. He couldn't stay fit. And they did the same with Jason Verrett. And I think we bring back Verrett this year on a vet minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, to prove himself. And I think Jimmy Ward is definitely in that envelope.
I mean, he never really proved himself this year because he stayed hurt. So that would be the right move. Bring him back on a 1-year prove it deal.
I agree with that too. I agree with that.
But I mean, like you guys was talking about Tart. Yeah, I think he's hit his ceiling. That's it for him. There's no more room to improve. That's just the player he's gonna be. That's my opinion. That's what I see. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that or not, but
yeah, I mean, it could very well be. But I still think he's still a very good player. He could land on and improve near enough any team in the NFL on their defense.
Yeah,
the
but
guy
like
hits hard, but I think he's just going to be that casualty because he's a free agent.
Yeah, but like you said, I feel like Ward can actually elevate even better than Verrett himself. So I feel like he hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. He still has a little bit more.
Verrett worries me. I'm not sure I'd bring him back. It would have to be a very, very team-friendly deal. Like you say, vet minimum. His injuries.
How many years you think? How many years you think? Maybe 1 or 2?
One year prove it deal.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Proven year. Yeah, I agree with that one. Proven year. Yeah.
You know, they brought Verrett back when he got injured 2 years ago, and he played really, really well.
Oh yeah.
Previously, and then obviously got injured this year, which
we had high hopes for him this year. I mean, we just didn't see it happen.
We know that the 49ers love an injury, right? And we're always going to get a stellar injury. And this year it was Verrett, and Verrett balled out last year, and we got exposed with Norman, and that's the issue. You know, you got Mosley one side. You need someone solid on the other side. And yes, I know we got Ambry Thomas, etc., but they're not to that level yet. So to me, I would say bring back Verrett if he's fit on a minimum, prove it contract, because we've already taken a chance on him and it worked out. So let's take another chance and just see if he can roll the dice once more.
Now, do we trade Tart or just release him?
He's a free agent.
Free agent this year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he's one of the guys that had his contract run out.
That's right. You're right, Nick. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
he's a free agent. I forgot about that.
He can just walk.
I forgot about that.
Or we can
So
just let him go, whatever happens.
I mean, pretty much the guys we finna sign it. We finna re-sign the DJ Jones. We're gonna pay we're gonna pay Bosa. We're gonna pay Debo. We already know that.
Debo, yep.
Who else am I missing on that? What the Samson Ebukam? That's kind of a toss-up. I don't know what that's gonna happen with that.
You see, the thing is, right, and the thing we got to look at is what happens with Jimmy G. If he doesn't get traded and we get rid of his salary, we got to cut him. And I don't know what his cut is.
26.
Is it that high?
That
25.5 or is it 26?
It's right around. It's right around there.
Yes.
That's the whole
It's no more than 27. I know that.
Yeah.
That holds the
25.5
of what we're going to do next year. Now,
Yeah.
we all know it's a business. and Bosa's got to get paid, Debo's got to get paid. But can we stretch them out another year if things don't work out now how we want them to? And this is the issue I have with the modern day NFL. If this was a long time ago where it was, I don't know, Ronnie Lott, Jesse Sapolo, all the other guys, Brent Jones, Dwight Clark, they would have waited a year to get paid. Players now don't wait that time to get paid. And that's my biggest problem with this. There is no loyalty in the modern day NFL because people will jump ship if it's a dollar sign. And I understand it's a business, and I also understand you got to get paid. But surely, with the players we've got coming up that need to be paid, there needs to be some loyalty and say, just give us a year, let us work out what we're doing, and then we'll give you the bag. But just stand with us for a year. And that's the issue.
I got you, Nick. Yeah, I mean, to me, I'll get my answer, then you guys can go. Just imagine what it would have felt for Tart intercepting that ball in that championship. Just imagine that.
Huge.
It would have been it. Tart, that conversation we had about Tart, everybody's conversation about Tart, it never would have happened after he intercepted that ball. He probably would have been maybe the MVP for that game, for a player of the game, for intercepting that ball. All depends how far he would have went, though, for an interception.
I mean, let's be honest, though. As a fan, did you really want that to happen and go to the Super Bowl and actually win with Jimmy?
Oh, that's a tough one. It is a tough one.
Knowing
so bad.
Knowing that, I mean, I would take the dub. Don't get me wrong, but knowing that you went up, you pretty much like mortgage, your house for the future.
I still don't think that the Niners were trying to push Jimmy G's trade value. That's bullshit because Jimmy G was fucking trash. Sorry for swearing, but he was trash for a lot of this season.
100%. 100%.
Do not give me the fact that he was in there because of trade was to push up his trade value because that is total and utter bullshit.
What are your take on when you hear the word Trey Lance is not ready? Ashley, I mean, we haven't heard you speak yet, so I'm gonna ask you this question. Man. When they talk about Trey Lance isn't ready, what's your take on that word, that key word?
So I saw something I think Montana said he wasn't ready, like he wasn't convinced he was ready recently or something. But my sort of argument there is, is he ever going to be ready if you don't play him? So you've got to give him game time for him to develop in the first place. And he showed flashes of brilliance during the season, and he's shown that he can, carry the ship in one or two of the games he's played in as well. So I feel like if you hold on to him for another year, sit him on the bench, that could do more damage than anything else. You might as well see what you've got with him. And I think Shanahan showed that he's loyal to his players a lot of the time, with especially the quarterback. And he can develop for another. If it's not the perfect year, that's fine. Give him 2 years as a starter before you make a final judgment. So I say, he's never going to get better if you don't play him. Play him, evaluate after this year, but then see what he goes from there. Yeah, that's what I'd say. You got to give him 2 full years, in my opinion. And if he doesn't play, he's never going to develop. That's
exactly. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, I feel the exact same way.
I've seen loads of rumors about would they take Brady for a year? And it seems as someone who's a Brady fan, obviously that's I wouldn't mind seeing that. But the long term, is that a good idea for for stability of the quarterback position? Because Brady's not going to be there for more than a year realistically. So I see lots of people floating around different ideas. I just say play him. He's never going to develop, Lance, that is, if you don't play him.
I mean, you're a young guy, so if you're Lance and those rumors are swirling around, what's going through your head right now? I mean,
there's no smoke without fire to a certain extent, in my belief, anyway. And that would that'd make me feel uncomfortable. Someone who plays quarterback, and you see someone else come in and or you see rumors of so might be joining us, or oh yeah, that'd be great if so could join us. So it hurts, it pisses you off, it really does. You know, Nick knows what I'm like when another quarterback joins our team. I'm like, all right, you know, beat me out then. Come take my job. Like it gets it hurts you. Like you take it personally. And if I was hearing all these rumors swirling around, it'd be like, do they really like me that much? Then, you know, if they're not going to play me in year 2.
Hey Nick, Nick. I know I got to take you both Nicks at the same time. I'm trying to figure out who I can call who.
Go with Welsh.
You're what's that?
We can go with Welsh Nick. That's fine.
Welsh Nick. Okay.
Yeah, go with the Welsh Nick first.
Nick, your last name is Corky, right? Is that how you say your last name?
No, it's Cork.
Cork? Okay, I wasn't too sure if it's
Don't
Corky
call me a
or Cork.
Corky because we're Cork, brother.
Sorry.
It sounds too close to another word.
I know. I'm not gonna say nothing like that. About now. Now I thought I lost my train of thought for a second now. Brain fart. But yeah. To me now I know I wanted to ask you now. Since Ashley is the quarterback of that thing you do, and Nick Welsh, you do center.
I'm the center, yeah.
Is he in it too? Nick Cork, is he in it too? What position do you play? No, he's not in it? Okay, I thought he was in
No,
it.
different part of the UK.
I got you.
No,
I
I played and coached a long time ago. I played middle linebacker, and then I was a defensive line coach. But I'm a lot older than young Nicholas over there in Wales, so my time is come and gone, unfortunately.
Hey, you're still young to me. I don't care. I know I'm old too, but I'm sure whoever's older on this panel, I ain't worried about it. But age is just a number.
So football is really bigger. It's bigger over there than people think it is. Then
yeah, it's bigger over there.
It's getting huge.
It's huge, honestly. The NFL and brick ball and flag football that Nick etc. plays, it's huge over it. Any American people that are watching don't think we are dumbass Brits, because we know our stuff and we have watched this game. Me personally, since '79, I've seen all the 5 Super Bowls for the Niners. I've played it. I was Dick Butkus on the field. There's one for the teenagers. And I coached the game, and it's a game I love, and I know Nick does, and I know Ash does. So it's not something that's just we're not Johnny come latelys over here.
Like for me, ever since the European League left, like they dismantled it and everything. Because I used to watch the Rainfires a lot. I just felt like there was never really no football over there until the NFL started going back, bringing like a game or 2 every other season or so.
NFL Europe was good for I don't know, for maybe 2 seasons, because like
is that how long it lasted?
Over there, it was a feeder league to the NFL, but it wasn't the NFL, and people fell out of love with it very quickly, Nick, didn't they? I think
they did. I mean, don't get me well. Kurt Warner played in NFL Europe. I think he played for Frankfurt Galaxy.
Did he really?
He played for a little bit over here. There's been a fair few. Andrew Luck's father was the commissioner for NFL Europe for a long time.
Because the NFL, it was pretty much NFL. It was just over there, because I remember they were sending players over there at so many times.
Yeah, it was a feeder league, but
it was a lower standard. Yeah,
it was kind of like the D League to the NFL, right?
Exactly. They
people wanted
to like the Division 2 players, if you want. So, and that was a big problem over here, because the London Monarchs were World Bowl, or whatever it was, NFL Europe Bowl champions, and they were killing everyone in their path. And it got boring, because the London team signed all the decent sort of CFL stroke NFL backups that wanted to be here, and it kind of muddied the waters, and it wasn't a true substitute league, I guess you'd say. So instead of having like 3rd or 4th string players, certain people would send certain players that should have started over here, and it muddied the waters. And all of a sudden, NFL Europe became a bit of a joke because people weren't interested because the team dominated. There wasn't it wasn't a level playing field. And I remember seeing the London Monarchs at the old Wembley Stadium, and they were killing teams, but they weren't any good. If you'd have put them up against a college team, they'd probably get their asses kicked.
That bad.
Yeah. Didn't they? The public wanted to see superstars. They weren't.
And
they weren't getting
yeah,
it.
and that's the issue here. We want to see
and you're
superstars.
talking
I mean,
about
I'll give you a quick example. Brighton B52s, which were the biggest team in Britball, biggest team, massive team. They had all the best English players. The College of San Francisco came over, and I want to say it's probably on YouTube. I don't know, but it was in the 80s, and they won 76-0, and that was a college team against the best British team, and they kicked their arse. And all of a sudden, there was a realization that
you saying
we're
the College
miles
of San
behind.
Francisco.
It was the College of San Francisco or something. I can't remember.
I mean,
I'll have to
that
Google it.
don't even sound like a D3 school. That sounds
No,
like the
exactly.
bottom of the
And
barrel.
they came over and it was 76-0, something like that, 76-zip against the best British team we had at the time. And it was a joke. It was a real joke. And it was a wake-up call for American football in this country to be better than what we were.
The thing is that problem still exists to a certain extent. Just look at this year in Uniball. American football's massive in universities over here. Mm-hmm. It's a sport people go to university with and go, oh, I wouldn't mind giving that a go. No, if I'm not going to make the first team rugby team, something like that. So people will play it, get into it, really enjoy it. But what's happened recently is a lot of top teams or top college teams in the UK have started signing Americans or German league players over here. And that happened with one team over here recently. The Wee Bullets, they signed a bunch of Americans to join the squad. So they had an FCS QB on the squad. They had a guy who was on the Cardinals practice squad on their team for a bit. They had a cut, like half the team was mostly American and played either like FCS or D2 college. And we played them this year, and they didn't concede a single point all year to any team that played them. And they beat every team by at least 50 points, I believe.
I mean, isn't it the same way in the Olympics now when it comes to basketball? I mean, 92, the dream team in the 90s, now it's like, who are you? You used to just run over people from other countries, and now they're giving you a fight. Are you sure we're that good, or did it get that much better? I mean, but then again, you see in the NBA, you got people from other countries that are coming over and playing and going back to their countries and actually teaching it. So yeah, I get it. I understand why they did that, but to actually have the experience being from where the game was founded, and you can't come together and not put up like, ugh.
I think a lot of the problem in this country with grassroots football, whether it's flag, whether it's university, whether it's brickball, whatever you want to call it, is the best players always get cherry picked. Now, I years ago played in a game that was 150-0, and we weren't very good.
Oh.
We weren't good, and I got a concussion, and I got my ass fucking kicked.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
right?
like,
And I played middle
it.
linebacker, and I couldn't stop anything that was going on. And then I joined a community team as a coach in Hastings, which is quite close to me. And it was a thing where you paid 30 English pounds, $50 whatever it was, to be a member of this team. And we probably had 60 players. So we were offense and defense were interswitching like back in the old day of the NFL. And then a new team started up and they then cherry picked all the best players because they were very good. They were getting to the British Super Bowl, if you like. And every time we had good players for that team, they would get cherry picked to go up to the next level, whether they would make it or not. And you never saw them come back down. And that,
so they use it just like soccer. Then it
exactly.
is what it is. Oh wow!
You know, and you're trying to be in a small group of. I mean, I think we ended up with like 25 players who had to play offense, defense, special teams, and we were getting killed. Even I came out of retirement for a few games just to make the numbers up, and we were getting killed.
I mean, it sounds like Sandlot at that point to where you got to play both sides of the field.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with the game in this country, that the best players just get cherry picked. They don't think, well, hang on a minute, I started with this small team. I'm going to stay here for a few years and let's see what happens. They just want to go to be part of a bigger team, which I'm guessing is kind of like the NFL with the business side of it. You know, I don't know, let's say they start off with Jacksonville and Jacksonville suck and they do their 4 years and they don't get taken on their rookie contract, and then they go and get paid to be part of the Jets or the Giants or whoever.
If you took Jacksonville,
that's the problem with this game. You know, we don't nurture talent, and there is no loyalty. It's all money, and that's the problem.
I'd argue the bigger problem is the fact that the BAFA, the British American Football Association, doesn't have a pay system, so they don't pay players. So all our best players will go and play in Germany or in Europe because there's a Super League in there now that pays players, or to the GFL, and they don't pay much, but they will pay players, you know, cost of living and stuff like that, and give them, you know, 4 months of the year where they can go away, earn some money, play football, not have to pay for anything really. So if you've got the time to do that, a lot of guys I played with in uni who were good enough to do that went and did that because they made a bit of money doing it, and you know, they had great summers and had some quality years of their lives out in different countries exploring. And from my perspective, if I got offered that, or if anybody got offered that, I don't know why you wouldn't do it, as opposed to staying to a club over here. Fair enough, like I understand loyalty and stuff, but
yeah, but the thing is, Ash, if you're not going to be you're not going to progress, and I get the NFL European progression training camp, whatever it's called, but if you're only going there to earn, I don't know, let's say 100 quid a game, and you're playing 6 games, and you know you're not getting any further. It's like being any job, right? If you're in a job and you want to progress, and you see an opportunity to progress, but it's in the short term, do you take the short-term view, or do you say, do you know what, I'm going to try and get in the NFL, and I'm going to try and be better for a few hundred quid? That's the issue.
Yeah, remember when we got the one rugby player? Remember a few years ago we got the one. What was his name? Short dude.
I thought Kyle Juszczyk was the rugby player.
Yeah, you can't mention
one
Jared
rugby player
Haynes,
we got.
Jared, he's in jail in Australia.
I just don't remember his name. That's all.
I thought it was Juszczyk, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't
Jared Haynes. Jared Haynes.
Oh, Jared Honey. Okay.
He's in prison.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
He's in prison now?
What happened there?
I was about to say that. I was about to ask that. What happened to him? What happened?
Yeah. He's took advantage of a young lady, shall we say.
But unfortunately,
you have to go
it
further
wasn't
than
Ben
that.
Roethlisberger who could pay someone off because he had no money.
Yeah.
I got to admit, though, I do like foosball a lot. I love foosball. I used to play when I was a kid. I love playing it. I know soccer is way different from foosball, but I do watch soccer. I do. It's a fun sport. It really is. And I tell you right now, they can hit each other. They hit each other hard. You want to talk about football? These
Mate, if
guys kick each other right in the air.
You
I
want to
think
watch a game of rugby at the moment?
Yeah, I
we've got
think
Six Nations is on as well. Watch a game of rugby, and it's
Oh,
American
man.
football with no pads.
dude,
You
I
get-
can
must
I can
admit,
vouch for that. I can actually vouch for that. I went out on was practicing one day and pretty much was over with practice, and we seen these rugby players out there, and it was a semi-pro rugby team. So it was like, you know what, we have nothing else to do. A couple of us stayed out. Let's go give it a try. We're football players. So what can they do to us? Yeah.
They can do
Yeah.
a lot.
Hey,
rugby
listen.
and American football
knock you out.
unfortunately will always get compared because of
You can't. I'm
American
sorry, you can't.
American footballers wear pads and they wear helmets and stuff, and they do this and do that. Rugby
Yeah.
is a hard game. It is a hard game, but it's
It-
not. You can't compare the two sports.
There
It's
is no comparison
and
to it.
cheese.
I mean, it really isn't. You getting hit without no pads. At least the pads are kind of like cushioning the hit a little bit, but getting blindsided, it's not the same as growing up playing Sandlot. These are grown men that actually train on a daily, and no, I'm good. I'll stick to football, American football. I'm all
Rugby
right
is a
with
great
that.
game, and I only ever watch the Six Nations, which is going on at the moment. So you've got England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Italy. Is that
France,
right? Have I got it right?
France and Italy.
And France, sorry. And there is a rivalry. It's kind of like every game is the 49ers versus Dallas or Seattle. Every game means so much. And they hit hard, they hit fair, and honestly, they hit. It's crazy how injuries occur and they go off for 10 minutes and you can have an injured reserve come on and he plays, and then all of a sudden, and Nick will say this and Ash will say this, when there's an injury, the play carries on around them, and they literally get a glug of water, a spray of water on their leg or whatever's happened, and they just carry on. It's mad. Rugby is mad.
Is
But
it
it's not
medicine
American
sprayed
football.
on him, or is this just water? Is it medicine? Some kind of medicine?
No, literally they spray water or some
Deep
like
freeze, something like that.
deep freeze or whatever,
Like a
Um,
free type thing.
and they carry on
Shit.
playing, and the trainers come on while they're playing. And rugby is a great game. I love rugby. I couldn't watch club rugby because that doesn't interest me, but the Six Nations is mad. I love the Six Nations, Nick. What do you think about it?
Oh man, it's huge. I'm Welsh. It's the national sport of Wales. You know, we grew up throwing the oval ball backwards. We do get, you know, we're down training on the field on a Sunday. You can guarantee people are going to be going past, looking at us like, what? They're throwing the ball forwards. That's not normal.
We get harassed, don't we? For some reason they love to throw, even when I played contact and stuff like that, they love to drive past and throw homophobic slurs and insults to you. Like, play a real sport, you pussies and stuff like that. And it's just like,
They'll give it anything.
and I'm
The
like,
funny-
bro, probably it's about D tackles, I dare you.
The funny thing is, though, NFL teams have recruited rugby players from a coaching perspective.
Yeah,
Because Martin Johnson, former captain, World Cup winner, and coach,
49ers fan.
indeed 49ers fan, to my eternal displeasure. Can't stand the man. But at the end of the day, he is a world champion. He's one of the best ever. And the 49ers got him over to San Francisco whilst I think they were still at Candlestick at the time. And he was helping them with tackling, because the NFL was just making that shift from being, you know, leading with your shoulder, leading with your head, and trying to get the wraparound going. And it was right at the beginning of that. So, and a lot of teams brought a lot of rugby players over to try and teach the players the wraparound to change the technique.
It's when they went from teaching the uppercut with two arms into the arms, and so they started saying put your arse on his head on your arse and wrap him up, isn't it? That's the helmet on the
rugby
chest.
was originated, right? I mean, it was originated from
hello
football,
to
right?
young Ryan's daughter there. Hello, young Ryan's daughter.
But rugby was originated from football, right?
Other way around.
Say hi, Uncle Nick. Say hi, Uncle Nick.
Rugby came first.
Hi.
Rugby
I
came
know.
first.
Yeah,
Nah,
rugby-
because soccer
rugby
came
was first.
soccer came from rugby.
But
See,
yeah,
now
if
that
you
I
ever
did not know.
if you ever get chance to watch some Six Nations rugby, it will be Niners Cowboys, Niners Seattle, Washington Cowboys, whatever, every game,
Wow.
and it's mad.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I've tried to watch club rugby, and I don't know if Nick and Ash will feel the same. It's just not the same.
It's not, no. Club rugby is a big problem in Wales as well, because more people would rather go watch the village team than the regional sides because of the way
You know, I
structured it.
I
But that's another
get
story, I
some
don't want to
streams
go.
and it's the Big 12 or whatever it is over here, and it's not the same because
Well, the Pro 14.
kind of like cricket, and I know we're going off on an even bigger tangent. Cricket has
sorry, Nick.
centralised players, right? And that's the same with the rugby players. So you don't see the stars all the time, but rugby's mad. It is mad.
Wales v England's next week. I would recommend watching it. It's going to be absolute madness.
Seriously, Ryan, watch
Yes, sir.
some Six Nations this weekend because I believe it starts again.
Next weekend, right?
The
Yeah,
weekend
next
coming.
weekend,
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually
Six
gonna pull up
Nation?
some YouTube of it.
Six Nation, right?
Six Nations. Just watch it.
Is
I
it on television, right? It's on television,
Yeah.
or is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Television,
Yeah.
okay. I'll look
Just-
for it. Don't worry.
watch the intensity. It's
Six
just
Nations.
mad.
Right.
It is mad. And I remember, because I'm that old, Nick won't, and I'm sure Ash doesn't, when they weren't professionals and didn't get paid for it.
I remember that.
And it was mad
I've
because
watched it.
they went out there, put their bodies on the line, and they didn't get paid. And that is mad. They had jobs. They were police officers. There were, I don't know, drywall contractors. They were electricians. They were whatever.
So it was more recreational for them at that time.
Pretty much.
I don't think it was recreational. I think it was just more the fact that the sport didn't get dragged into the time we got paid for it. But these guys, and I remember there's an English guy called Wayne Dooley who was a police officer, and he couldn't be bad or mean because he was a police officer, right? But you put him in an England rugby shirt and he killed people because that's what he could do for a living and not get paid for it because it was legal. It's mad.
I'm actually watching the clip of France and Ireland right now from the Six Nations, and I mean, like, these guys look like freaking wrestlers with speed.
It's honestly, you can't compare American football with rugby, but it's crazy.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up playing soccer, so I've always deemed myself to be a natural athlete just because of that sport. And now you're telling me soccer came from rugby, so I mean, I can see why I can make that claim valid now. So it's just like, Jesus Christ, these guys look like freight trains, like Mike Allstott.
It's insane, man. There's a guy who plays for France called Mathieu Bastereau,
Okay.
and I think he's only about 6 foot tall, but he's about 6 foot wide and pure muscle, and he can do the 100 in under 12 seconds.
Now, what's with that whole cheerleading pickup thing? What's that called?
That's a
The
line out.
line out.
The line out?
So when the ball goes off from the sides of the pitch, it doesn't just get brought back into the middle. Depending on the situation, I suppose your centre, really, the prop. Well, not the prop. Help me out there, Nick. Not the prop. Doesn't matter.
It's normally the prop that does it, or one of
Someone literally through the middle, and you've got to throw it right down the middle of the two lines of forwards, and you both have a chance to compete for that ball.
Huh.
I think I remember seeing that. Cause I was looking at one of the clips, and I tell you right now, oh my God, you want to talk about football? Jesus, That's just
Well, let's
dangerous. How to
The
tackle.
scrum is another thing it's been watered down over the years,
Yeah.
but again,
it needed to be.
you're kind of like offensive line versus defensive line, and it's honestly rugby is such an underrated game, and you American guys need to watch. It is I don't know. I can't
I'm watching
explain it, but it's just.
I'm watching
different
some
to
of it right
American
now,
football.
and based from what I'm seeing, I've always found it interesting, actually, and that's only because when it comes to football, you look at like what 30 seconds left, no timeouts, and you got to make some kind of crazy play, and you got a lateral play going all over the field and to actually score a touch. That's what I see rugby at, like the overall 60-minute lateral play. Let's see who scores. But then when you see like a group of guys just coming at you, has anybody ever broken their neck trying to hit a tackle or something?
Yeah, people have died on the field.
Jesus.
This
That's
is why it needed to become more safe, just like the NFL are doing, like most sports are doing now. Really, things happen, unfortunately.
It's been,
I
mean, it's been a much maligned sport, but rugby has still kept its identity, right, Nick? It's not become diluted like the NFL, where you can't hit below the knee, you can't do this, you can't. They brought in rules, but rules that aren't. You still see the big hits.
Do they have to slide every time they score?
The ball's got to be touched down onto the thing. You don't have to slide. You can literally run over the line, pop it down, carry on.
Okay.
But the thing is, when you touch the ball down and someone's near you, they still put your knee in their head or jump on top of you to try and stop you scoring, which is mad.
Yeah. If you hit the ball, when you put the ball down, you have to have full control. If the ball is moving as you put it down and the ball pops out, they'll say you don't have full control, no try, ball goes to the other team.
Wow. Okay.
When's England-Wales, by the way, Nick?
Next week. It's in Twickenham, though, so it won't be as good in my opinion. But
I can't wait for that. I'll enjoy that, Nick. Nick, I will enjoy that, obviously.
Yeah, that's just dangerous, though. It is dangerous.
But that's just me being English.
It's almost a must that you have to slide in or drop on the ground or something.
Yeah,
if you clean through, you can get the post and put it down so you have an easier kick. But
yeah, definitely. I honestly think anyone that's watching this who hasn't watched it should watch rugby, because it's a different game. It's not American football. Don't get in the impression that it is American football, because it's not. And it's a different sport, and it's a contact sport. And you know what? It's really, really good.
It's a good one.
Okay, so with that said, then out of the 6 nations, give us the 49ers of that nation right now. So we'll go ahead and stick with that. How about that?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I'm not answering.
I mean, we are 49er fanatics, right? That's what we're here for, to talk Niners, right? So,
I would say,
except for Ashley.
If England could be any team, they'd be the Patriots, because everyone hates England.
I would say the serial chokers that should be better than they are and just can't do anything would be Italy. There you go.
Italy might get dropped, man. They're looking at
No,
Georgia.
they're not going to. Italy haven't won a game now in 23 tries. They've lost
but the
23
problem
games
is,
on the bounce.
Nick, with that, right? And I've watched Italy for a number of years, and they come out too early, hitting hard, hitting the line, hitting everything, and then they have nothing afterwards. And you could say that is the same for the 49ers, right?
49ers are too good to be Italy. I'd say, oh God, Who punch? Like I feel like the 49ers always surprise someone in the NFL at the moment. Or like I didn't have them getting to the NFC Championship this year. So who would we say is like the plucky underdog in a sense? That, in my opinion, although I'd say that's maybe a bit too because there's a bit. Yeah, because I'm thinking 49ers got so much talent. Though I wouldn't necessarily say that. I guess it's such a different sport, isn't it? That the fact that I thought the Niners were held back by Jimmy.
I mean, it is a difficult sort of person to equate to. You could even say England, possibly. Who?
Do you know what? Make all Wales fans will say Wales, and then Nick.
Could say Wales.
Yeah.
I'll never say
England.
Wales.
England sound more patriotic. To
I'd
me.
never say Wales. Come on,
Wales.
I'd never say Wales.
Right. I'd say Wales purely because Wales are the home of the greatest rugby player who ever lived, and 49ers are the home of the greatest American football players who ever lived.
JPR.
So Wales then. Okay.
It's got to be Wales.
All right. Well then, Nick, I'm with you, man, buddy.
Or Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards was the greatest player of all time.
Not JPR.
No, Gareth Edwards scored the greatest try for the Barbarians. And is unilaterally known in Australia and New Zealand. They say Gareth Edwards was the best.
And
ever.
the funny thing is, Nick, that Ryan and our other American friend again, I've got no clue what you're talking about.
Maven. His name's Maven, just so you know, Nick. Maven. Maverick. I'm sorry, not Maven. I don't know why I call you Maven for. I don't know.
Sorry, I've got it on small screen, and
Yeah, it is Maverick.
On,
It's all good though. It's all good.
Well,
I'm going like
there
that.
he is.
I still can't see.
Beautiful face. Look at that beautiful face.
Well, Mr. Court, just to let you know, I'm Haitian myself. Like I said, I grew up playing soccer. That's always been my first sport, and that's always been a love for me. But I mean, I don't know the players you're talking about, but when you're talking about the GOAT, it seems like that's a whole nother debate for like two different generations, just like we were talking about Joe Montana and Tom Brady.
There is only one GOAT in the NFL, and that is Joe Montana. Forget it. Fuck Brady. Forget that shit.
It's Joe and Jerry. Let's be honest; those are the two greatest players that ever played the game. It's Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.
I don't care what anyone says about Brady being this, that, and the other, and he won 6, 7, whatever it was. Fuck him. Joe won those Super Bowls with no headsets, no Deflategate, no.
That's true.
Can you see the Pats fan down underneath me trying to go through this?
Nothing.
To
me,
I'm a good.
He can't really say nothing right now, so you know.
No, not really.
I quite like
does Tom Brady go to the Niners and Trey sits another year? I couldn't give a shit. There's only one GOAT, and that is Joe. 16 all day long. That's it. There's no conversation. Please, no one come at me and say that Brady was better. There isn't. I don't care.
Nick, I like you, so I won't do that, and I'll keep my opinions to myself. But, yeah.
No, seriously. If you think Brady is better, go for it, and I'll.
No, he can't, because if I snap the ball ever so slightly to the left or right, I could break his finger. So he's gonna have to be good.
Seriously, Ash, if you think think Brady is better, come at me. Come at me.
I'm going for a Nick in a minute. He's threatening to break my finger.
Hey, but you still gotta state your argument, though. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's your quarterback.
I think Brady's the greatest, but like as Welsh Nick would say, I generally keep the fact that I'm a Patriots fan to myself because I know the reputation Pats fans have of being so annoying. And we know a couple of Pats fans, and I think they can be really annoying as well.
In fairness, mate, you're more of an Iowa fan than you are Pats. Anyway,
I know. Correct yourself, please. Correct yourself. I'm not an Iowa fan. I'm an Iowa State fan.
Sorry, Iowa State.
No, that winds me up. But,
you know what I mean.
More than probably the NFL, just because of. I feel like
he's a Cyclone, not a Hawkeye.
Damn straight. I feel like college football is more reflective of our football league structure than it is anything else. I see the links between that for me. So I feel like colleges have a really big importance to their towns they're in. I like to see the sort of link between that and sort of our football league structure in the UK. So that's kind of why I'm attached to it. And it's just, there's so many games on. It's just so much football. That's why I love it personally.
If you don't mind, guys, I'm gonna catch up with these comments real quick, okay?
Let's go.
Paul Hope. I know I showed it earlier, but I wanted to read it anyway. Evening, fellas. All good banter. Banter? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, banter.
You don't stay up to 4 a.m. watching NFL if you don't love it.
That's
true,
what you were
Paul.
talking about, right, Nick?
Respect,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Like a
We
Monday
all
night
like-
game.
It could have been superstars. Joe Jizzle.
I think
Shout out
he was
Jizzle.
talking about me and my crappy NFL UK career, actually.
Yeah, well, no, he was talking about the college team going out there and putting up 70. That's when that comment came in. I was like,
There you
okay,
go.
I get you. Yeah,
I'm
we
glad I
probably could
didn't
have
play
been.
in that game.
Real,
but I did
if you're
play
an
in
American-
156-0.
I mean, listen, 156. They shouldn't have even gotten there. Like the minute the scoreboard hit like 40, it should have been like a mercy rule or
Thing
something.
is,
'cause,
though,
like,
they didn't do
There
they
is
didn't
no
do
rule.
rolling clocks. They didn't do mercy killings. They didn't do anything. They just let it roll, and it was horrible.
Now, though. Yeah, we.
I
I was
That's-
glad.
that's
Do you know
that's an
what? I
onslaught,
was
man. That's a
glad.
slaughter.
Yeah.
That's what-
Midway in the
that's what
third
you
quarter,
said.
I got a concussion trying to stop their running back.
Oh,
And
man.
I came off a block from a guard or tackle, I can't remember which it was. And all of a sudden, this big black dude was coming at me full speed and he knocked me the fuck out. And I was glad that I was gone. Trust me. I didn't know
No cursing,
where
Nick.
I
No
was.
cursing, Nick.
It was like I got
messing with you,
knocked
man. You know
out
I'm messing
in a
with you.
boxing in a boxing match. I didn't know where I was, and I was glad that he took me out so I could go to hospital and not be a part of this. It was carnage.
Honestly, like some of it happens now because we have a mercy rule now. But like when we played that team that's got all the Americans this year,
Yui.
they were running counter, everyone's down blocking. The end or defensive end comes off the edge, and our team think he's a clean shot at the running back, and then he just gets absolutely flattened by pulling guard, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I feel sorry for the guys sometimes.
Do you know what? It's really
Like,
hard when you get a clean shot on someone or someone gets a clean shot on you and you don't see them. And I remember it to this day. I was coming off the line and I'd literally blown up the tackle or the end, and I was turning around to meet the running back, and the running back was at full speed and he sparked me out. It was like the boxing last night with Kell Brook and thing. He knocked me spark out and I didn't even know what was going on.
Wow.
That sounds
Dang.
wow.
And that
Dangerous
was the
sport.
time I knew that it was time for me to stop playing, because you get knocked spark out, that's it.
I mean,
How-
do they have American coaches out there that actually played in the NFL? That's actually teaching the players.
You get a lot of. I've met a lot of American players that played in college, but lower level college, but not actual what you would call coach. No, that doesn't happen. But
Because it seemed like that's something that needs to happen. I mean, you got these American players going over there playing and then leaving because of the money is better.
the thing is, I still don't think American people think that the UK know what we're on about. That's the problem.
I mean, isn't that what you want? Just let everybody be surprised when you actually show the world what you're all about.
Well, the thing is, Nick, Ash, talk to them about the American football and the international games. What happens? Tell them what
Oh
happens.
man, the international games, right? So you've got up until recently, it was 2 games in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 2 games at Wembley.
Right.
Total, you're looking at what, 85,000 in Wembley, so that's 170,000, 320, give or take 320,000 tickets, and they're pretty much sold out within an hour.
yeah, the games go quick. It's hard to get tickets for those games.
They're gone. If you're not there, ready and waiting before, you've not got a chance. You're buying scalper tickets.
So even when the Jaguars been going there
Yeah.
for the last couple of
Well,
years, they've been selling.
Sold out.
There's loads of Jaguars fans in the UK because of that. Well, we know from playing
Jaguars
there's
are
quite a lot of
popular.
Jags fans here.
They sell
They
out. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who the team is.
They
An hour.
want
Forget
to
it.
see the games.
But I mean, like, just think about it. Like, okay, how much bigger would it be if it was a team like the 49ers, the Cowboys, or the Steelers that went there?
You've got to realise with
Where would you play them at?
market and the home games, certain teams will never give up home games. So you're looking at Steelers.
Well, the Steelers have done. The only team that have yet to give up a home game now are the Packers.
Packers, Steelers. Yeah, but I think they were forced into it. The Steelers.
What you mean by giving up the home game?
Well,
They'll go as an away team, but they refuse to give up a home
away
game.
team, and the Jags will always give up a home game because they know that their home crowd isn't great. And the Niners have been a home team, I think, once or twice. I'm not sure.
Once, and I think we're slated potentially for this year, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. That's the thing, you see. The British fans, and especially now with Germany, that's opened up a whole new thing.
Niners won't go to Germany. They're not part of. You've got that advertising thing that was released last year.
Mm.
There were 4 teams that were given rights in Germany. The Niners weren't one of them. The Niners got rights within the UK because obviously the Niners also own Leeds United.
No, they don't. They don't. It's a secondary company. It's not the 49ers as in the 49ers. It's 49ers
Prague Maratha's on the
So
board
it's
of
not-
directors for Leeds
It's
United.
not actually the 49ers. It's someone
It's
else.
the same thing. It's the York family.
Either
Prague,
way,
Prague's on the board.
the Niners will not come to England this year, which is sad because they should have come last year when they played the Jags.
So when was
I
the
think
last
they'll
time the
go
Niners
to-
been there?
When they played the Jags, I believe,
When
isn't
they
it?
played the Jags about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've got Frank
Yeah.
Gore's match ball touchdown. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
I thought they let you keep the ball if they give it to you, though. Do they not do that?
Did what?
I thought, like, if you got given, like, a touchdown ball or a ball from a player, they usually let you keep it. It's in soccer, they usually take it back off you, isn't it?
No, they didn't take it back because Frank Gore scored touchdown number 1 against the Jaguars and he threw it in the crowd and I caught it. And that's probably the biggest jump I've ever made drunk. But I got it and it's still here.
No.
But don't
Nick, guys,
tell
Nick,
anyone.
Niners will go to. I think the Niners will go to. Niners will go to Mexico, and it makes more sense to go to Mexico.
Yeah, because
it was just approved, right?
Right.
We got the rights in Mexico and the UK. That's what they got given as part of the deal for the new advertising thing.
Yeah, I'm just reading that. I mean, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think there's been a few things because obviously within the 49 Faithful Facebook group, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of excitement about the potential of seeing with this whole how they're going to increase fan engagement now they've been given the UK as an advertising territory, along with 5 other teams. I think there's 6 in total got the UK, and
Yeah, 6.
Is it
So-
6?
It's the
Yeah.
Bears, Jags, Dolphins, Vikings, Jets, and Niners.
there you go. So
No.
the chance to increase that collection that you see sat behind me, that excites me. I'd like to add a few more signed helmets to that shrine.
now
And
both
I mean-
Knicks and Ashley. You guys play the soccer or no? You guys still?
Used to when
Yeah.
I was younger. Played at county level for a little bit.
I was about to say, I'll bet as obvious. What year? When? How old were you when you stopped?
16, I believe.
16.
I played up until university.
I mean,
I
started
never played soccer because drinking was
Or
better
rugby. Or
than
rugby.
playing
Whatever you guys
football.
were playing. Rugby.
Yeah,
Really good player.
I played soccer. I was a goalkeeper, so
I stopped
Ah,
at 13.
the guy
I
who
was
gets
a
hit
wing.
less.
So Nick,
Good
you
plan.
were a
Good
big
plan.
Nick, you were a big fat goalie.
no, I'll have you know, I was quite trim back in the day.
He's not fat. Come on.
But,
Nick,
but
he's not
I
fat.
did have a one small advantage. I don't actually have a nose. I don't actually have a bone within my nose. So if the ball hits me in the face, my nose just goes flat. So
The big fat goalie
honestly,
thing was, if anyone knows what Friends, the TV series,
look,
Monica was big and fat, and she was a
Nothing
big
there.
fat goalie.
Nothing
There's
there.
nothing.
So I was
I
just-
can't do that. Wow.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It can't be broken. So whenever the ball would hit me in the face, trying to stop. So you come out starfish. The ball hits you in the face. My nose would.
Have
be
you
pissed.
ever been injured big time being goalie though? Have you been injured?
No.
No?
I broke a few fingers, but that was about it.
Oh, okay. I can understand that though, because how you handle the ball when it comes to you.
Well,
Going
it's
about
more
100
when
mile an
players
hour.
stamp on your hands.
Oh, jeez.
I've had that more than a few times with strikers stamping on my hands.
The only thing I can't stand about soccer is the offside rules. Like, I mean, I can't help it if I'm faster than another damn player. You know,
Nah, I'm fine with the offside rule because it leads to goal hanging. Then people just sit in front of the goal and they
Come on,
never move.
listen, if I'm Cooper cupping you all day and you looking like Eli Apple, I mean, it's not my fault. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine then. So
You
if
can't-
as long as
you
you're in
can't-
line,
Apple
Look.
got eaten. Big
stay in
time.
line. It's all good.
It's-
I'm fine.
But
with that.
I mean, come on now. come
Apple
on.
got called the fuck out in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Let's
Oh, he
not
got-
get
All the
Yeah.
beef she's had on Twitter is funny, mine, doesn't it? All the beef she's got is so funny because she talked so much crap after the AFC Championship, and now it's just come back to bite him in the ass. It's just
Come
brilliant to
on,
me.
man. I never thought Eli Apple was that good of a player. I mean, he's
He was
okay, you
awful.
know.
He was
he could
awful
come
for the
in.
Giants. He was
Oh,
awful. They
for
were
it.
glad to get rid of him. He
Yeah,
was
I seen him as one of them players that came in for like a game. I mean, a play or two, and just of a reliever, and
Mm.
you know, just to let you.
He's kind
That's
of
it.
like the Josh Norman of the 49ers, right?
Oh my God, we spoke on
He
him.
was
Yeah.
put in
Less flags though.
put in a place and then got put in his fucking place.
Yeah,
Schooled. And that's the only Apple product you never want to get on. Seriously.
I mean, who drafted him anyway? Was it what Joe Judge?
Giants. Joe Judge and the Giants. Yeah.
Was it Joe Judge?
Yeah, Giants.
That worked
Where's,
out.
Yeah.
where's
That-
Joe Judge?
I mean, right now, in your own opinion, active on a roster, no free agent on a roster. Who's your best? Who has the best backfield right now? I mean, not backfield, but back end. Who, in your own opinion, who would you think has the best back end right now? As far as DBs,
I think Dallas have got a fair shout.
trying to think now.
I mean, you're not just saying that because of one player now, are you?
No, it's not a bad thing. They're not great. As I say, they've got a fair shout. But
that great anyway because he gets burned for so many yards. He's boom or bust, isn't he? He's either going to make a play, interception, or he's getting burnt.
Hmm.
So
Who was that?
I was saying, like, if you're on about Trayvon Diggs, I think that's what you're talking about, Nick,
Oh,
isn't it?
Yeah.
He's very boom or bust, isn't he? You'll either make a play or you'll just get burnt. Like, you give up the most yards for a DB than any other DB in the league, but he also made the most interceptions. So for me, like, I don't know how I feel about him so much because, like, it's great that he makes so many turnovers, but like, he gets burned so much as well. It's like, yeah. So that's my opinion.
yeah,
Anyway.
I still think he's better than Jalen Ramsey. I mean, fancy having your worst game of the season in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I'm being
I mean,
lucky enough to win.
Pretty man, what's up?
I'm a Florida State fan, and I feel like Jalen Ramsey is overrated.
He is.
I like
Jalen
Derwin
Ramsey.
James better.
Yeah,
Jalen
Derwin James is
Ramsey
special, man.
and,
Derwin James is special.
Who's the guy that Seattle took?
Jamal Adams.
yeah.
Yeah, Jamal the
fuck?
joke.
Seriously. Really?
That was a crazy deal, wasn't it? Though
3 firsts.
expensive.
Seattle, I love you for mortgaging your future on that one guy who was dog shit. Really? Come on.
3 years, and the guy can't even play pass coverage.
I feel like Seattle screwed up the market, but then with the Rams winning the Super Bowl, kind of like made up for it with that Jalen Ramsey trade as well. I'm just looking at it. Am I wrong?
It was a better deal. The Rams got a better deal than what the Seahawks got with Jamal Adams.
It's interesting what Paul says about giving up on soccer. He's probably a Newcastle fan, so he would give up.
He's not Newcastle. He's Middlesbrough.
That's even worse. Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, they're all dog
It
shit.
must suck.
That's like walking up to a 49ers fan and saying, "Cole, you must support Dallas."
Oh,
I like to poke the bear. Nick.
I wouldn't do that to the man. That's
Here's a quick question to all Niner fans, even the ones that are watching, whoever watches later on. You have Dallas, and of course Seahawks in the championship. Who would you go for?
I'm not watching.
There you go. There's my answer right there too. I probably won't watch. Any reason why I like Dallas is my brother. That's the only reason why I like Dallas.
Sorry, so the Niners aren't in it, and those two teams are in it. Is that what?
Yeah. That's what my question
Fuck
basically
it.
on.
I ain't watching them fucking punks. Fuck
Not
that.
watching.
Who gives a shit?
Not watching.
I got you.
I'm not
alright.
watching. I'm
I
like,
figure you won't want to watch it. I figure you weren't going to.
I'm like, I enjoy sleep. Why am I watching this shit?
I mean, you
And
know
I
what?
did
Though,
that with the Super Bowl.
You know what?
to
Though,
be
just
honest.
because you're not watching, though, if you have no choice to pick one, honestly, I'm riding with Dallas.
I
just
can't.
don't like
I
Seattle.
can't. And anyone that's watched Shank Club NFL will know I can't pick Dallas. I can't pick Seattle. I can't pick the Rams. I can't. I don't care. I'd rather kill myself.
Nah, you don't want to do that. It's not worth killing yourself, Nick, man. Not doing it, man.
I
Don't do
would
that,
rather
please.
kill
That's not
myself.
good.
Don't do that, man. We love you too much for that. We love
I
you too
guess
much for that, man.
I guess it comes down to, are you a gambler or are you just a fan of the game?
I just can't.
I gamble, so
I can see that then. Yeah, you find the right line, then I can see you watching it.
Yeah.
But
I'd want.
no, I mean,
them
I
all.
hate to
not
say it, but I'd want
necessarily watching it, but I keep up with it if my money's on the line.
I
of
can't.
course.
I hate them all. Hate them.
I hate to like the
can't
boys,
pick
but I
them.
did the Oaks. 'Cause my dad
My
was
2
like
cents,
I
real
can't,
quick.
I can't
before-
pick Seattle.
go on,
I
go on,
can't
Nick.
touch
Right?
my 2 cents into it. Any reason why I would go for Dallas? I don't want to, but any reason why I would, because my brother's team. But I don't want them to get their 6th Super Bowl. No way. I'd rather have Seahawks win their 2nd one. Yes, that's fine. Whatever. Their 2nd one. They got their 2nd one. Woohoo!
I
They're
mean,
tied
we
with-
all
they're tied with
know.
the Rams now,
We all
so.
know, Ryan.
It
you
hurts
will-
more to see. It hurts me more to see Seattle wins another Super Bowl over us. But I mean,
got
with
you.
the Cowboys haven't been there in a while, and I feel like in the '90s they were the rivalry. So it's almost like fitting to just run with them, because I mean we've had so many 49er greats who were also Cowboys.
I got
Let's
you.
not forget.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because of those 49er grades, the Cowboys ended up adding 2 more rings to their resume.
I just
Yeah.
don't. I don't want. I just want Dallas getting their 6th ring for us. I don't want
Yeah.
that because we are
With Dak
our 5
Prescott-
before they
with-
got their 5.
With Dak
know?
Prescott, I like Dakota, but it's not happening, son.
I know.
Dallas
I mean-
won't win another Super Bowl until Jerry Jones stops thinking he is a general manager.
And sell the damn team.
That's so true.
I mean, he could be the owner, fine, because the man's obviously good at business. He's got himself to having as much money as he does. He's better than me, but he is not a general manager. I'm sorry, the man
You
can't
right,
draft.
though. You absolutely right. But I mean, for a guy isn't his story in the NFL like one of, I would guess, like the most hustling one, as far as like coming up with nothing, owing the bank, and then having to pay them back?
I don't know. on
Like
that
more,
side.
like a little bit more depressed. Like Because as far as I remember, his story is like he went out and got a loan, and he didn't stop paying up until like what, just about 20 years ago. That was like last time he actually just was over with all the payments, and he outright owned the team.
That's how rich people stay rich, though. They pay in installments.
To
They
me-
don't pay up front.
As much as I hate the Sea Chickens, and believe me,
I know. I'm surprised the Cowboys got over the fact that Jerry Jones's first act in the league was to sack Tom Landry.
I hate
Dude,
the
that's
Sea Chickens, but
yeah, that was
for
crazy.
me, it will always be Dallas, always, without a shadow. And I
get that.
I hate Seattle. I do, and well, you can see I'm getting agitated now just thinking.
Yeah, see?
Fucking
Good question, wasn't it? Good one.
hate it. I'm not going to lie.
A good one.
I hate Russell Wilson. I hate Pete Carroll. I hate whatever it is, Lumen's Field, whatever canal they call it. I hate them. But to me, the one will always be Dallas. And this year, we took over Dallas.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I was going to say,
We
who do you
took
hate worse out of three teams?
Took 'em.
Seahawks, Dallas, or Green Bay, the Cheeseheads?
But the thing is, it's not, to me,
Why is
it's
Green
not
Bay even in the
really Green
conversation?
Bay because they're not really a rival, right?
Yeah,
They're not really.
not really. No, I just want to put it out there.
It's Aaron Rodgers that's the rival. It's not
Yeah,
Green
exactly.
Bay.
And we've
Yeah.
kicked
Aaron
his
Rodgers.
fucking ass,
I
so
got
who gives a shit? You know, it's the Sea Chickens and Russell Wilson, and I love Russell Wilson. I hate to say it, I love him. Please go to the AFC or do something that won't affect us. So
He's a free agent this year?
If
Is he a
he's
free
gonna
agent this
take,
year?
no, he's on
He's
the
not
trade.
going.
No.
No, I'm
I
about to
don't
say,
think
okay.
he's going anywhere.
Is he a free agent or is
okay.
he like on
No,
contract?
he's still under
Yeah,
contract.
he's
No, he's
Okay.
still under
Yeah.
contract.
I was going to say, here you go, Nick. You got your wish. You got your Russell Wilson on our team if we go
Now,
for him.
if Russell Wilson is going to leave the NFC, he can go ahead and take Kyler Murray with him.
That'd be lovely. Yeah.
Of course, why not? And take Aaron Rodgers with you, by the way, too. I mean, we'll be just fine down here without nobody in the NFC.
I need to ask. Question. Talk to me honestly about Trey Area, right? So I need to address the elephant in the room. What's our record next year? Bearing in mind, we've seen the schedules come out and home and away and blah, blah, blah. We've seen that Joe Montana has said he's not ready or he wasn't ready. And the same with Steve Young has said that. What are your hopes record-wise next year? Now, I've gone for 8 wins, 8 and 8.
I'll go next after you, Nick.
Me?
17 games.
Sorry.
So-
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah,
I'll
so it'd be
go
what, like 8 and
7.
7 or 9 and
8
8 or
and
something?
7. And
Yeah.
we don't make the playoffs.
Well, you want me to read something that George Kittle just said about Trey Lance?
Yeah,
about,
no,
what, 5 hours ago?
hang on. But George Kittle was a massive Jimmy G fan, and all of a sudden he's flipped. So let's keep it in perspective for a minute,
Okay.
right? Let's
He's
Before
supporting
we-
QB1, I'd expect nothing less.
Yeah, exactly. So we've all seen the plays that Trey had released, and it's kind of like, oh, hang on a minute, let's put out some plays and blah blah blah. And to me, I will be glad to get 8 wins. What does everyone think? And I am a Jimmy lover, and I'm not holding back. I'm a Jimmy lover. Do you think we are better off this season?
Yeah, I
was
think
our
we're
record?
better. I
What
think we're
was our
better
record
off.
this year? 10. That was our win.
Yeah, we're 10-6, wasn't it? Or 10-6, I think it was. Yeah, 10-6.
I'll go one win better. Maybe two. I got that much confidence.
I agree with Mav. I mean, Jimmy hit you. In my opinion, I don't rate Jimmy. I think Jimmy hit you so much this year. Can Trey really hit you as much as Jimmy did? He's going to give you more, in my opinion.
Hey, Ashley, here's one for you. What's your record for yours for Patriots?
Oh, the Pats. Oh, God. Depends. I'd like to see who we pick up in the draft personally, because I think we got the holes really to fill. But I'd be happy if we can get 10-7. I guess it'd be 10-7 now because they've added the game, isn't it? 10-7 or 11-6. I'd be happy with that.
But that's what you guys won this year too, though, right? Y'all won 10.
Yeah, maybe we could kick on then. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'd say 11-6. 11-6, 12-5 then, in my opinion. I'd like to think we can maybe push Buffalo.
12-5 and 13-4 from me. Take both of those. I will. I believe in them. I do. Okay, guys. Maverick or Nick Welsh? There you go. I got it right. See?
I think it's too early to tell. We need to find out how many of our free agents are coming back. There's so many things that need to happen before we need to start looking at records. But frankly, an honest opinion, I think if Trey only wins 6 or 7 games next year, that's not a bad thing. The guy needs time. He hasn't played football in 2.5 years, and he was very young coming into the league. And he was very.
I mean, only winning 7 games though, doesn't it make the argument for him not been ready?
Potentially.
My problem is, right, where Trey Lance is concerned, is so much pressure. Why is everyone putting everything on him? Why? We win 4 games and he's shit. Okay, we win 4 games. Who cares? We win 5, it's good. We win 6, yeah, whatever. People are saying he's getting 30 touchdowns and like 800 yards rushing. I mean, come on, Jesus, really? And that's my biggest problem with all of this.
There's no way he's rushing over 800 yards.
I've already predicted. I didn't predict his yardage, but I did predict his rushing touchdown. I gave him 10, all coming from the red zone, with 20 to 25 passing touchdowns. I mean, I think that's pretty damn reasonable.
Why?
I just see that in him. He just has that athleticism that I know can give me that.
I think after our talk last night as well, I think it really showed me on the idea of using him as a weapon in the red zone, in the running game as well. I won't be surprised if he gets towards that number as well. But I think the hype for him comes from the fact that Jimmy's got you to the Super Bowl twice, and sort of the people are very sour on Jimmy now, I think, after this last season. I think people have this expectation that, Trey Lance is supposed to be this next step, or at least a half decent quarterback compared to Jimmy. So I think the expectation comes from that, really, that they're thinking they're getting a considerable upgrade at the QB position. I'd argue that you might get that this year, but I think you will get that down the line regardless. But I think it's that perception that you're going to get a significant upgrade in the QB position. That's where the hype is coming from.
I agree with that.
But the problem is,
it's good. I mean, we have the number. I think we were the best red zone conversion rate to touchdowns in the NFL last year.
Yeah, I think that was true. Yes.
We were there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see where what Mav is saying about how Trey can go and do that extra bit within the red zone, as long as Carl can figure out what's happening there.
My biggest thing, right, was the first half of the Texans game. He was awful.
There's no disagreement there at all.
Happy feet, overthrowing, and not getting it. Trey Lance, that is your QB. I'm sorry. Yes, he did get better. He did. And I'm not denying that. But
you can see the promise. You can see the promise in it.
The first half was fucking awful.
It was his first game in 2 years.
Yeah, he's going to progress. He's going to progress. I believe in that too.
I'm fine with that for his first half. Absolutely fine with it.
No, I
It's
mean for the first half, like he really wasn't there. You could see that he was not comfortable. He was trying to get his feet settled because of the first two games. I'm guessing I'm going based off the first two games he played and the criticism he got. So this is a whole game for you. Nobody else is coming to replace you except for the backup if you get hurt. So therefore, you had to really. I mean, as an athlete, as a player, he had to really compose himself. So the second half really showed me his composure, how he can really get settled, and how Shanahan was also seeing how he can open up that playbook as well. Because you could see Shanahan got comfortable on that side as well. So based off the coach reaction in the second half, it showed me that Trey Lance played a lot better, even though I was watching Trey Lance. The coach liked what he said.
I had no problem with the second half. The problem I had was with the first half. Now, it was the Texan defense whoever wants to say, they were this, they were that, and they had Davis Mills.
At the end of the day, they're an NFL team.
If you're playing against Seattle or maybe not the Cardinals, the Rams, Bucks, whoever, we'd have got toasted. We would have got toasted.
You could put the Cardinals in that argument as well because we almost beat them when Trey played.
My problem is I still don't, and Joe has said it, Steve said it, whatever. Are we really mortgaging our future on this QB? Are we going to bring Rodgers in? Are we going to bring TB12? I don't know. My problem is, I don't care if any of those two we bring in, why is Trey still on the sideline? Because everyone has said, I know Joe said he wasn't ready, and then Steve said he wasn't ready. Everyone else says he's ready. So why isn't he in there?
What quarterback ever comes into the NFL ready? Let's be honest. It takes them a couple of games.
Everyone from week one said,
even Peyton
Trey
Manning.
Lance, put him in. He gives us our best chance. And it obviously wasn't true because Jimmy G was the guy. Even with a bum thumb and a bum elbow, the guy was still the man.
But see, the whole argument about that, the reason why he was still the man is because they were trying to bump up his trade value, which I've always felt
no,
like
it wasn't.
myself.
No. Come on.
I mean,
really?
I'm with you on that one. It's bullshit myself, but all I hear
it
is
wasn't trade value. Jimmy has no trade value. Let's be honest.
What do you see?
Every coach knows in the NFL that Jimmy will be good Jimmy, and sometimes he'll be bad Jimmy, but bad Jimmy outweighs good. So
would you take a third with a conditional?
No, because he's not getting a third. He's getting a fourth or a fifth. He's not getting a first. He is not.
Oh, wow.
Anyone that trades Jimmy for a first is crazy.
Listening to you. Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Nick, I was going to bounce you off of that. We just said if anybody trades him for a first. That's what we had on yesterday's show. If we put in like Kinlaw or anybody else with Kittle,
a package. If you package him,
package.
You can't even package Jimmy.
That's what you're talking about.
You can't.
Of course you could.
As bad as the QB class is, right? There's no way.
Hold on a second, Nick. Hold on a second, Nick.
No way.
Fellas, it seemed like he's making my argument for me that we had last night about the packaging deal when I mentioned Kittle. Like, even if you don't want Jimmy, you got Kittle. and 31 other teams will line up at your door, ringing up your phone off the hook just to get Kittle, and they can care less what they do with Jimmy. So you trying to tell me you can't even package Jimmy like that?
No, because I think the only package you'll get is with Greenlaw
Okay.
I think that's the only package you'll get. And Pete, that seriously, as bad as this QB class is, people know what Jimmy G is, and you need to put you need to put Fred Warner up, right? That's
Oh man, I hope we don't do that.
Dude,
So-
Fred's a first on his own.
I
But
love
that-
Warner.
Does he have a little
what we're
brother coming
talking.
into the league? He has a
That's
little brother.
what we're
coming into the league.
talking.
Yeah, he does. He does have one coming in the league. Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
a safety. I believe he played. He
Pretty
played
sure he's a
safety.
safety. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
playing on
Yeah,
defense.
he signed with the Rams.
Did he
It's
sign with the Rams?
mad. You're not
Signed
going
with
to
the
get,
Rams.
and I don't give a shit what anyone said, right? Kyle was not boosting Jimmy G's trade value because everyone fucking knows he's trash. So what? I don't get it.
Just listening to you saying a fourth or a fifth sounds like you're one of the people that feels like this was a complete waste of Trey Lance development.
I personally, I love Jimmy G. I love him. I'm sorry, beat me. I can see some boards coming and smacking me over the head. I love Jimmy G, and he was a winner. And I wouldn't be surprised if they sat him for another year, whether it was Jimmy, whether it was Brady, Rodgers, whoever. But Niners people are going to lose their fucking minds.
You know what? If you're gonna sit Trey Lance down for a second year just to play Jimmy G again, go ahead and trade Trey.
No. I'm not saying Jimmy. I'm saying
Okay.
Brady, Rodgers, or Jimmy, whoever.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me because to me, if Trey is allegedly ready, play him now. But the rumors are they're trying to get Brady, they're trying to get Rodgers. So why are they doing that?
Why are we even trying to go after Rodgers or Brady? We don't have the firepower to give Green Bay for Rodgers first off. So, and then
they're
Brady
both free agents, so I'm guessing there's no trade stuff, right? So
is he a free? No,
gain their
He's
rights.
not. No, he's still under he's still under contract for another year with the Bucks. He'd have to be reinstated.
Yeah, he has to be
traded.
reinstated and get traded. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. Yeah.
So why are all the rumors that we're going to try and get these guys because of Trey?
Well, you gotta think about it. Brady is trying to. Brady just pulling the Brady. I'm calling retirement just so I can tell you I'm retiring from the Bucks, but not the NFL. So if anybody come knocking,
would you take Brady TB12 over Trey number 5?
I'm ready. Like I said last night, I'm ready for Trey. Trey time. Let the kid ride.
I'm not. And trust me, right? I would rather see Trey fail than see Brady come in and fail. I'd rather see that.
Okay, I get you. I take that. I mean, yeah, he's a rookie. He's still learning. He got it. But you got Brady coming in, or we got Super Bowl aspiration all of a sudden, and then.
But I don't think this year we will win a Super Bowl with Trey.
Me personally, I'm not looking at Super Bowl. I'm just looking at it. Even if we make the NFC Championship with Trey, can't nobody else say, "Oh, we should have had Jimmy," or Jimmy could have made this.
That's still lofty, right? That's still a lofty aspiration.
It is, but you think about it, that's pretty much kind of what Trey have to get to in order to stop all the Jimmy conversation.
Can we not get to a wild card and lose and think next year we got it?
I don't
put that
believe
much pressure on the kid.
It's the Jimmy G supporters. I just don't. I believe they're
Yeah,
the
but
one.
it's not because I'm a Jimmy G fan.
Yeah, but
Right.
you more cool,
And
calm, and
I will
collected.
never hear a bad thing about Trey, but to put him up on that, we got to get to the NFC. Let's get to the playoffs and lose one and done in a wild card game, so we know he knows the next level. Why do we have to go to that?
That pressure was put on Trey Lance the minute the 49ers went up and got him.
But he was drafted far too high.
So that pressure was already on him. It's already there, whether we like it or not. I mean, I really feel like that'll put a Jimmy G.
Would you have said if we'd have drafted Trey at 12, that would have been fine?
I believe so. Because we didn't have to mortgage anything, and he fell into all.
I was about to say the same thing. We didn't have to mortgage all the shit we did.
So Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Why did we sell out the fucking shop to get this guy at 3 when people knew he would still be there at 12?
I think I want to know who Rude wanted him. I want to know either Shanahan or Lynch wanted him. That's what I want to know.
It was Shannon.
Now we have to see what he saw in that kid before even the draft began. When he was going back and forth in the combines, watching these kids throw. Everybody was saying Mac Jones, and all of a sudden we get pictures of Justin Fields, and he's shaved. Get all this speculation that, oh man, here going to be our number one guy. Here he comes. And all of a sudden,
thing is, I don't think Mac Jones was ever a serious contender. I don't think he was.
Not even Trevor Lawrence.
No, exactly.
My honest opinion, if the 49ers not done what they did, I seriously believe the Falcons do not get Pitts and they get Trey. The only reason they picked up on
think they would have taken Trey over Pitts because bearing in mind, Pitts
I think so.
Was an animal.
I believe so. Pitts is an animal, but they let Justin Fields go. Go ahead.
All those coaching, all those teams knew what was coming up this year. All the teams were scrambling for quarterbacks last year, knowing what was going to happen this year. They would have happily missed out on Pitts to get themselves somebody to sit behind Ryan for a couple of years.
I mean, Trey Lance behind Ryan.
Their team on.
Thing is, I'm guessing, Nick, and that's actually a good point because the Niners didn't really need a tight end. Kind of like when they didn't draft Aaron Rodgers because they thought they had the QB and Alex Smith. So I get that, right? Because teams
the same
need
way we thought we had a QB in Kamazi.
Exactly. So, but I just don't know.
In the day, let's see. We're going to see. There's a lot of stuff to happen. We've got the combine, we've got the draft, you've got free agency. There's a whole lot of things that got to happen before we can.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah.
Who do you think the Niners are picking with their first pick?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks very much. That's very kind of you.
I'm going for a defensive end, just so you know.
I haven't had a chance to really look into all of it. I'm not someone who goes over every draft eligible player. I don't know that much about college football. I've only just recently started getting into it.
I mean,
we'll see.
I wanted a edge rusher, but then again, when the more and more I hear about it, is Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati, man. I mean, if we can get our hands on him, yeah, I'm good.
Are you wanting an edge rusher because of the skill set or the money it's going to cost?
It's a little bit of a little mix of both. Because I mean,
because that's the thing, right? You got to look at We got Nick Bosa. We got to pay him. We got DJ Jones. We got this.
Yeah.
We got that.
Now we re-signed DJ Jones, and then, like I said, with Simpson Ebukam, if we cut him, we're saving like
I think
$6 million.
Ebukam is gone.
Yeah, so that's a cut. See, if you think he's going, then that's a cut. I don't see no trade. I don't see. He's only on 1 year anyhow, so I would. I think that's the reason why I would go with the edge, just to back that up, because we would need that, and the money's not going to cost us much.
Forward, by the way,
who's not going to play another down?
D4 done for me. Is his
He's
back
hurt.
hit shoes drive me nuts.
He's hurt.
how
So-
much does that cost us though to cut him?
Ooh,
But just like he just said before, it only costs a little bit of money. A little bit of
he
money. It won't
carries
cost
a
a lot.
nice. If I'm not mistaken, he carries a nice dead cap space. Nice hefty one. I'm not sure.
And that's the other thing. You know, you got to look at D Ford. You got to look at Jimmy G.
I mean, we
get
saving
rid of
money.
this?
We saving money. Jimmy G, D4, letting them go, cutting Simpson, Ebukam, and then with Eric Armstead, like I said before, restructuring
But
his
to be
contract.
fair, I think Ebukam has been good this year.
He showed
Yeah,
he showed
I
up
like
late.
Ebukam.
He showed up
I like
late
him.
this year though. You gotta
He's been
remember he showed up
okay.
late.
He's not been stellar, but I think he's been okay.
What did he end up with? Like 4.5 sacks?
Something like that, yeah. He's been tidy on the other side. We all know that whoever the other edge is, they are a complementary piece to Nick Bosa. That's all they are. You don't need
Sorry,
10, 15
who's
steps
Nick
out of them.
Bosa? Sorry, I don't know who he is. Can you tell me who Nick Bosa is?
It's Joey's brother.
All right. I just needed to ask, motherfucker. Yeah.
I know. The commentary teams have real problems with this, and have done for a couple of years now.
funny.
Crazy, isn't it? I've always thought it was a joke. But they legit
Joey.
do not know who this man is. Like,
Can you imagine if they were both on the same team? They'd be having aneurysms on the sideline.
Exactly what I was telling my panel, my brothers.
Okay, so
I don't even
Have
think-
both brothers.
you can't even call them by their first
name.
name.
Is the best without being a homer
Nick.
out of the two, Nick,
Nick.
or Joey?
Nick.
Yeah,
All the
Nick
way.
all day. Nick all day with me. Over
Yeah,
the
you
top.
didn't- you-
Honestly, he's gonna kill people, right?
It's just like if you ask me who's better out of the Watts, I'm gonna go with TJ instead of JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me.
JJ.
Yeah, you got
JJ.
to,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Unfortunately, JJ is
He's coming to the end of his career,
A
what
non-event, and
he's
he's
had a
never
hell of a
been-
career.
the main man against the Niners. And it's a shame because he's a great player. But yeah, TJ all day long.
Yeah, but
Hey, Maverick.
TJ sharing
Maverick.
the record right now, right? What's up?
You know you're a Seminole, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm a Gator. So
All right.
yes, I did like how he pitched when he was with us. But I knew for a fact that we were never gonna get him for the 49ers for some reason.
I mean, I knew Kyle Pitts was not coming to the 49ers.
Yeah,
to begin
I know.
with, but
We knew
it would have made an interesting move had they got him at 12 to pair him up with Kittle.
Oh, can you imagine the two tight end sets Shani would have been running?
That
It'd be
would have
very
been
simple.
interesting.
If he was did a hell of a job with them. Was it the Falcons on their Super Bowl run? They ran
Yes,
a
he
lot of
did.
two tight end
Yeah.
sets,
Yes, he
and they
did.
did
Mhm.
it well. They did it really well.
Yeah. So with that said, could you imagine Trey Lance getting picked by the Falcons and sitting behind Matt Ryan? It's
I mean-
almost like having Chris Chandler and Michael Vick all over again.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they're great situations to think about.
Listen,
You know,
I mean, do you believe Trey Lance-
I'm pumping the brakes.
Do you believe Trey Lance would have had a better teacher in Matt Ryan?
no, because he wouldn't have had Kyle Shanahan.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
am pumping the brakes big time on
On
Trey.
what?
I can't see how he's going to elevate this team. Now, we've all seen the film, right? That's come out and Javier put it out. No pass rush, no pressure. Yeah, he made some throws, and they were dimes. I know you're gonna all hate me, but I'm sorry, I'm not fucking buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm
Check
not.
this out. Okay.
Not.
Court.
I'm not. I can't.
Okay, Mr. Court, I got this question for you then. What about when Kaepernick was on the team and you
Yeah,
really
but
didn't know anything
Kaepernick
about
was
him?
trash. Please. Blaine Gabbert beat him out. Brian Hoyer was the QB. Don't give me Kaepernick. Don't give me, but Kaepernick was there. Kaepernick was trash at the end.
Kaepernick also put in one of the greatest fucking performances in playoff history against the
But he
Green Bay Packers.
choked in the Super Bowl.
I mean, did he
Please.
choke in the
Didn't
Super
he
Bowl?
choke?
Please.
Did he choke?
Please.
Did he choke? I mean, anybody else?
Don't.
No.
Please. Seriously.
He came back.
I've
Nick, he didn't choke.
Choking would be having to
Kaepernick-
lead the whole game,
Kaepernick-
and then all of a sudden you just can't do anything no more. I mean, he
Kaepernick-
He
came
brought them
back.
back, didn't he? Really?
Kaepernick was trash. The last season.
I don't think he was even that bad as last season, man. Just keep out in the middle of the league. Like,
You've
he
got to
wasn't
look
that
at the
bad.
whole thing. You can't look at a small part of it. You got to look at the whole.
You
thing.
can't no, but Kaepernick was trash. The last.
I mean, was he
season.
Was he trash because he was having problems with the organization in the league,
No,
and we
because
just
he
didn't
got
know it?
found out as a one-read QB. Trash. Sorry, trash.
Nick,
Hate
that's,
me.
Yeah,
I don't
last
care.
no, that's way off the
NFL,
mark, mate.
and
Hate me. I
It's
don't
crazy.
care.
It's crazy that he's saying that because a lot of 49er fans would insinuate that Blaine Gabbert and Nick Mullins was trash and saying that we were a losing organization, which I don't. Me personally, a losing organization to me would have to be a team who hadn't been to the playoff
Trust
in
me.
10 plus years.
Okay, so who won the QB battle to go into that season? Was it Gabbert or was it Kaepernick?
It was Kaepernick. I didn't
No,
remember
it
Gabbert going
wasn't.
into the
It
season.
was Gabbert. Gabbert outplayed Kaepernick.
When
Kaepernick was
you
a
talking about when
one-
Kaepernick, you're talking about when Kaepernick started kneeling.
Kaepernick was a one-read QB who couldn't read defenses, and his last season was trash.
But he
Pick
didn't
it
even
out.
play. He didn't even play his last season. They
Pick
kept
it
him
out.
on the
No, the
bench because he
last-
was kneeling.
Nick,
You're looking
at
and
small parts. You're
hang
not
on a
looking
minute.
at the thing
So
as a
let's
whole.
say, hang on. So let's say, Kaepernick had an arm injury. So did Jimmy G, but no one. Kaepernick was trash.
No, that whole
Trash.
thing right there. No, Blaine Gabbert did not beat out Kaepernick. Kaepernick
didn't.
started kneeling. Kaepernick started doing his little thing, using the NFL platform for bringing out what he wanted to bring out, but they took it out the wrong way into the point to where they had to figure out to where to sit him.
Anyone who says Kaepernick in his last season was good is talking bullshit because he was
No one's
trash.
saying that. No one's saying that. though, Nick.
But you gotta be specific though. His last season was the season that they did not play him. So if you're talking about his last playing season,
So now
I mean-
you're doing Kaepernick excuses like
oh
I
no,
will do
no
Jimmy
excuses
Yeah, it
excuses
is.
at all.
It is.
It's not.
No
It
excuses
is.
at all. I'm just trying to
Oh.
understand what you mean by last season, his last season, because his last season as a
okay,
Niner, he
so-
did not play.
His last season, he was garbage and got beaten out by Blaine Gabbert in the preseason because he was
Go back
not
to what you
good.
said, though.
Kaepernick started week 1 for Chip Kelly.
And how long did that last, Nick?
Well, that means he didn't get beaten out in preseason.
Yeah, he didn't get beaten out. They started sitting him out because he started kneeling.
So we're going with Cap excuses, the same as
Hey, Ashley, you wanna say something, buddy?
Jimmy G.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'll-
excuses. It's
Yeah,
So
that's
just
good,
answer
man.
your question, though.
Who
First,
knows?
answer your question.
Who
what
knows?
does
At the
Trey
end of
Lance
the
do?
day, Cap didn't fit with what Carl wanted to do, and they gave him an opportunity, and he went, "Nah, I'm good." and he's not played a snap since.
If I was to say to answer your question though, earlier, what you said of what does Trey Lance give you that Jimmy G doesn't? Trey Lance opens up the playbook massively for you. Like,
Yeah,
whether
but
Jimmy's got
again,
bum shoulder or not, Jimmy G can't throw the ball downfield.
dude, you're surmising on stuff you've seen in pre-season, right? So
I don't need preseason to tell me that Jimmy G's
right.
not
So what have you? Okay, so let's go to the Texans game. The first half, he was fucking awful.
Bro, I've seen
Not
Trey
gonna
Lance
lie,
drive the
he
ball
was
downfield,
awful.
whether it's preseason or not, college as well.
No,
He can still drive the ball. He's still got that
hang on.
talent. He still opens up the
Texans
playbook
was
more for
a
you if you
game.
run as well.
It wasn't pre-season. The Texans game, the first half, he was awful.
But he got better. He got better. That's and he's going to get better. I'm not saying he's going to set the world on fire next year, but I can't see him hurting the team or being worse than Jimmy G was. I mean,
well, all I
what
can
Jimmy G was
say
like
is
down the stretch.
if you think that what you saw in the first half versus the Texans and a little bit in the second half is going to improve this team to a Super Bowl team, good luck, because it ain't happening.
I mean, I'm not a Niners fan, so if he falls in his face, it's nothing off. I don't really care that much, but I mean, I think he'll be. I don't think he'll fall flat in his face. Though. I think it'll be interesting to watch what the offense is like with him, regardless. I think he'll open up some new possibilities for that offense that Jimmy G maybe didn't give you. That's my argument then.
I'll put my 2 cents into it. Want me to?
Absolutely, it is your show, Brian.
It's all good, Ashley, man. It's all good, man. Me. I think. I think he get a little PO'd, I guess. I don't know. So, me, I liked him, yes, when he first came in, yes. But like whoever, I think it was Maverick that said it about Neon. When Neon started, that's when everything went downhill. Because he did good with us. He did. To me, he wasn't trash. He was actually helping us win. Took over Alex Smith when Alex Smith got his concussion. I really missed Alex Smith back in the day when he was with us. I really missed him because he would definitely remind me of Lance. If Lance does the stuff I think he's gonna do, he's gonna remind me of Smith. But when it comes to running, he's gonna remind me of Kaepernick. But he doesn't run that fast like Kaepernick. He's gonna get maybe first down, 15, 20 yards, maybe. Okay. Now, the Kaepernick situation, I liked him. I did. But then all of a sudden, the Neon stuff happened, and that's when it all went downhill for him. So I really liked him, though. I did. I had nothing against him at all.
I think he's a better passer than Kaepernick as well, in my opinion. I'm trying to think of someone of like a pro comp for him, but I really can't because I don't think it's fair to call him Cam Newton because he doesn't run like Cam Newton or anything like that. And it's hard to compare him to a passer like Cam because even at his best, Cam wasn't a great passer. Even his MVP,
Josh Allen.
Only 59%. Sorry, what was that, Mav?
Put him with Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's a fair comp. I think that's actually the comp they made when he came out. And, I think it's important to mention as well that this year, when he does start, he'll be protected because he's got a good defense, he's got a good run game. I think Kai will probably protect him a little bit this year. But I think it'll give him opportunities to flourish as well and grow a bit. He just needs that playing time. I don't think we'll ever know how good he'll truly be unless he plays this year.
I mean, Kyle has to do something with that front line if he's going to want to protect Lance. He has to.
So true, Maverick. So true on that, man.
Yeah. They're going to have to learn to block in a whole new way now with that mobile QB. Because I think we picked up quite a few flags as well from on the offensive line, didn't we, for holding?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Quite a few. Holding, false starts.
Well,
we got them all. We got them all.
Because remember,
protect him. When I say protect him, just clarify as well. I mean, in terms of the play calling and who he puts the throws he gives him, the plays he actually gives him, because he can give him call plays that really take the ball out of his hand a lot of the time. You can protect him that way rather than the line is what I was trying to refer to. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, because see, I brought that up already with Mike McGlinchey getting like the lowest score and Alex Mack getting the second lowest, but yet for some odd reason, our O-line was still third according to PPF, and I'm like, wow, the way we played. But then again, we didn't give up 51 sacks.
Hmm.
So I'm okay with that. But still, Trey Lance back there, yeah, you really have to do something with it, man.
Yeah.
It'll be
It's-
interesting if nothing else.
Carl should be decent at this. I mean, he condensed the playbook when we brought Jimmy in for that 5 games. It was a massively condensed play, and we went on. Jimmy won 5 on the bounce, so he can do it. So it'll be fun to see, if nothing else.
It'll be interesting to see how teams adapt when they get tape on him after consistent starts. So I think that's what happened to Jimmy to a certain extent, or maybe
When do you believe they start figuring Trey out? By what week?
I don't know. I not. This is not to say they do, but teams usually after a while tend to, when they get film, they'll be able to game plan for you a bit better than they did when they have got any tape on you. And I'm interested to see whether that will have an effect. I don't know if it will. I'm just saying maybe that could have an effect down the line, because he does with a lot of QBs. Then.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the advantage we've got though is that with Trey is so young, and that first season is going to be a bit rough. It's going to be that condensed playbook. It's going to be a bit rough and tumble, trying to figure out what he's good at, where his strengths, his weaknesses are, and then hopefully as he grows and gets better, and then Kyle has the opportunity to expand on that condensed playbook. That is going to be a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, gentlemen. Okay. Good. Okay, man.
I'm just ready for excitement, man. That's all. When I see Trey, I see excitement on the field. I don't see the dull offense. It's crazy because for 2 years, the last 2 years after the Super Bowl, during Jimmy's tenure, I was watching nothing but college, bro. I just kept up with the scores, the stats, and see who's doing what, who's who. I wasn't even worried about watching 49er football, but I kept up with the team. But it was just more college, because the college kids are hungrier to me. There's no money in there for them. Well, I mean, now there is, but it's not like the NFL. But they hungrier. They want to get to the NFL, so you see better play. But once they get to the NFL, it's like, did they teach you how to play like a pro, or you just don't care no more because you're making your money now? So those are the questions that I ask myself about these kids.
Oh, hey, Carl.
What's up, Carl?
Hey.
What's going on, man? How you been? What's going on, mate? Now, I know it's 5 o'clock now for us, and it's 9 o'clock for you guys. You guys
10.
good, or you want to go?
Sorry, ooh, yeah.
It's coming up to 10. I'm gonna have to shoot soon. To be honest,
Got you. I was gonna close down. I was gonna close down now, and for you guys,
work in the morning. Sadly,
I got you. No problem.
Don't feel bad. I got another podcast to shoot right after this one.
So you guys want to give final thoughts? Go right ahead. Do your thing. Whoever wants to go first.
Go on, Ash.
Oh God, put all the pressure on me. Just again, guys, thanks for me having on, guys. Just as I said last night, a pleasure to talk to anyone about football and about rugby tonight a bit, actually, which was quite interesting. But hope we didn't bore you with that too much. But thanks for having me on, guys, and best wishes to all of you. Hopefully, I'll see you all again soon.
Nick, go ahead, bud. Nick, okay.
It don't matter. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Doesn't matter.
I echo the same thing. I mean, thanks very much for having me on again, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really has.
Gotcha. Yeah, Maverick, bud.
It's always a pleasure talking Niner football, man, especially rugby and all other sports. I mean, you guys are fun. Don't mind talking to you guys whenever you need it. We here it. So, hey, let's do it again. Let's keep it. Matter of fact, let's keep it going. How about that?
Oh, yeah. See you next weekend, man. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, but I want to thank you all for coming in here, for your time, everything. Okay. Thank all the people in the comments, Paul, and of course, late comer Carl. Thanks a lot, bud, for your comments, bud. Thank you very much, man. And everybody else, Jizzle, they all put comments on here. And of course, wonderful Nick. Thank you, man. You mean a lot to me for you coming here. It does. So, yeah, and it was
nice meeting you, Nick.
And then next weekend, hey, we'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be back next weekend. Thank you very much for coming in here and do your thing. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, bud. There, guys.
Later, guys.
Right.
Later.
See you soon.
Cool.
Yep.
Catch y'all later.
Yep. Okay. Now, because I always like to do this at the end. Okay, I'm going to change my banner real quick. Sorry, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. You're always faithful 24/7 presents. Oh, I put the wrong one on here. I didn't realize until after I did it. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Here you go. Presents the Cave of the Faithful Empire. Something I wanted to do last weekend, but it came up a little late. But this weekend was great. This weekend was great. Had UK guys in here, United Kingdom. It was a wonderful thing. So I want to give a special shout out to Mark, my crew, Mark, Jizzle, Troy, and of course Maverick and Chuck. A special shout out for you guys. All right. So I know you guys can make it today. So it's all good. So basically where I'm at is thank you all very much for your comments. Everybody coming in here. Hopefully we're back soon. And basically, when we're coming here. And okay, I'll put you up here since I'm almost done. So give me 1 second. Here you go. Preston Chambers, thank you for your comment. Thank you very much. So yes. Basically where I'm setting that is hoping everybody has a safe, enjoyable, definitely rest of the weekend. And hopefully we're back soon. And definitely I want to definitely shout out to my first guy I ever had on here with me when I first started this is Lawrence. Shout out to you, bud. And of course, there's more things to come when it comes to it. All right. So basically, I'm going to end it like this. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. Later, guys. Later.